But the thing is, I'm taking something that would take 5 people, and now I'm doing it for 1 person.
I've fucking built campaign pilots using connectors before it was polished on Lovable.
Sorry.
So I very much want to make sure that I'm stacking the knowledge instead of just replacing the knowledge that I have.
The reason why we can take on more clients and do some of the more in-depth work is because we have AI helping enhance some of these processes and like getting us to a place of, a good starting point, right?
What's up, y'all? We're back. This is the Builders Growth Lab podcast, episode 43, presented by Campaign Pilots. I'm Charlie, joined by Connor Douglas.
Yo.
Mallory Laura.
What's up?
Between us, we cover the marketing and customer acquisition playbook. I'm SEO, website structure. Connor is paid media and data. He's also a gambling junkie.
Thanks for adding that in there.
Brand and community. This show is for AI founders and indie hackers who are great at building but still trying to figure out customer acquisition. So we've got you. Find us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and YouTube, and grab our weekly newsletter at buildersgrowthlab.ai. So no guests this week. We've got some pretty big ones coming up in the next couple weeks. This week we are covering our own marketing stack.
Love it.
We'll had SEMrush, Ahrefs, Glimpse, Figma. Whatever it is, we're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about the what and the why. It was a good idea. Mallory bullied us into it, so here we are. We are back. We flew solo last week, so we are back this week. And before we jump in, let's just do a quick catch up. Connor, how's you were out of the country last week?
Yeah, I was in Jamaica. So
oh my god!
It was cool. So it was
Why
a
didn't
partial.
we get an invite?
I actually could have. I really could have. But I think it was like, so let me lay the groundwork here for the whole reason why I was there. So I helped property manage a villa in Jamaica. It's like this gorgeous 5-bedroom, 6-bath, like 8,000 square feet, like villa with a pool.
I'm hearing that there's room for all of us and then some.
Like
So anyway, I just respond to Airbnb requests and anything from the website. I help run Google Ads for them, blah, blah, blah. So they just had a hurricane there a couple months ago in Jamaica, kind of wrecked the place. They renovated it. So they're like, hey, you need to come down and take new pictures, but it's an all expenses paid trip and you don't got to spend a dime. I'm like, yeah, just tell me when. So I was down there last Monday through Thursday, taking a ton of pictures, a ton of videos, just checking the place out. There's some new staff there that I haven't met yet. So it was a vacation, but also work. And you have to do a lot of what's the word? I don't know, being chummy with the owners, obviously, because they're down there. So it was a lot of conversations with them, looking at their marketing, what we can do to get them more rentals. But I took the last day and a half to there's a resort that's down the block that has beach access because this place isn't on the beach. So you have to drive there. So I had the driver take me to the beach, and I just stayed at the resort the last day and a half on the beach, pina coladas, hanging out.
What a hard life.
It was terrible. It was awful. Such a tough life. But it was awesome. It was a cool trip. I've been to Jamaica a couple of times. It's a lovely island. People are so nice there. But yeah, it was pretty cool. Got back, easy weekend, and now for St. Patty's Day. Does anyone here do I got corned beef and cabbage cooking. I go all out for St. Patty's Day.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I don't really do it. No,
I'm gonna grab a Guinness after work's done today. It's gonna be a lovely St. Patty's Day.
Yeah. Yeah, and I know Chicago, they dye the river green, which I used to really enjoy seeing every year when I lived there. And I feel like
I've been there for it. It's pretty cool.
I feel like the St. Patrick's vibes here in San Francisco are not the same. But my sister did. She's an amazing pastry chef, and for St. Patrick's Day, she made this corned beef and cabbage croissant situation. So I did not try it though. So
what?
I don't. Yeah, it was this weekend.
Over the
I didn't go
weekend,
because I'm a terrible sister. But actually, I'm not. I was busy. But she did make all of these themed pastries for St. Patrick's Day. So yeah. So there's that. And I have a green matcha, you guys. And I have a green bracelet.
And you have a green matcha, green bracelet. Yeah. I got the Guinness shirt on. Just
you got the Guinness shirt. Charlie's got some green thing on his head. I don't know what's going on there, but I appreciate it.
So this is from a gift bag. So like when you give somebody like a card for like a holiday, all I could find in the grocery store this morning was a gift bag, the handle that you carry
What
with.
were you looking for though? If you had found a shirt, would you have bought a
Yeah,
shirt? Like,
yeah, like got a shirt, like a green hat. Like
how do you
I
not
even
have a
asked.
green shirt?
Well, I only have like.
Do you only wear like
7 or-
black? Are you like the guy who only wears like black and gray and
Well,
stuff?
this is my metallic. Well, this is one of my Metallica shirts. I only have like 7 or 8 shirts. Like, I didn't have a lot. Like I'm that
You
guy.
only have 7 or 8 shirts?
Yeah, I know.
Okay,
like,
this is an episode.
Charlie is not a
for another day
materialistic
or something.
person.
no.
I mean, that's
in the
good.
least.
That's good. That's good.
yeah.
You know?
What's that meme where it's like I can only take a selfie like every other week because I only have like 5 shirts. It's like the same shirt and the same picture.
God.
Like whatever that meme. Yeah, I'm that guy.
I don't know of that meme because I don't have that kind of closet set up. You know what I mean? So
Okay.
that's okay.
I have more joggers than I have shirts. Anyways, Mallory, you were gone last week too. What was going on?
I was gone last week, you guys. So GDC, so the Game Developers Conference, was here in San Francisco. So I had like 5 events to go to. I ended up, actually coordinating one with one of my clients. I ended up sponsoring one with, an investor that I'm good friends with. Ended up attending a few. So it was just like, going from event to event, from a brunch to a dinner to a party to a, client calls in between, and then kind of keep going. And it was really great because, obviously met a lot of new people, got to talk to a lot of old people I worked with at Discord, which was really nice.
cool.
Very nice.
So that was kind of cool. And funny story, remember how I told you guys that I wanted to eventually sing opera and learn how to sing opera? Well,
Yeah. I thought you were training for it.
well, I'm taking voice lessons and what have you, but I like would have to prep to audition, which like I've been looking for a coach that can teach me like just opera, right? Not like other types of genres of music. And so I just go around and tell everyone, they're like, how are you, Mallory? What's going on the last year? And I'm like talking about all the things, and I'm like, can I tell you about my new dream? And everyone's like, yes, tell me about your new dream. So I'm like telling them about how I want to sing opera at the conservatory, and the woman's like, I know the assistant dean at the conservatory. So last night I had drinks with the assistant.
Yo.
No way. Good for you.
How
Wait,
was it?
so is
So
it going to
it's like-
go somewhere? Like, is
I
it?
mean, yes. So it is. It
you
is.
bully her
She
into it?
kind of like, well, I didn't bully her. I mean, I kind
definitely bullied
of
her
was
into
just
it.
like, walk me through like what I should think about to kind of prepare. But more importantly, she kind of gave me some options and paths to think about. And then she's also going to help me be connected to a vocal coach that can train me, and then also who's gone through the program so can give me their experience. And then I'm going to help sort of become either a mentor or a judge for some of the students that go through the program and pitch startup ideas, but in the music realm. So they actually do like contests or like things like that for music students, but like from a startup angle. So I was like, I would love to judge, I would love to be a part of it, so but point of me sharing this story is that it doesn't hurt to just tell people what you're working on, and people want to be helpful and support you in whatever it is that you're trying to make happen in this world. So don't be afraid to put out into the world what you want, even if you're like, I'm not ready and I don't know how I'm going to do this thing, but it's like a thing I want to do, because you never know. So that was a really nice kind
That's
of
really
like,
cool.
That was cool.
yeah. I feel like
Yeah.
a lot of networking things like that happened to me last week, which was weird, but also very great. Closed some new clients. The agency is freaking popping right now.
Okay.
So that's really great.
What's your? Well, how many clients do you have now? What's the roster size look like?
I think we're at like 5 to 7 now. 5 to 7. Yeah. So and
You
we're
guys
about
are
to
fully
close
launched
more.
then, right? It's website, everything up, running.
Website, everything up and running. Team is on it. I'm doing a bunch of new client calls every single week, doing the work. So it's been a little bit of a grind, but in a good way. So yeah, lots to celebrate.
What's your acquisition look like, Mallory? Is it all just referral based right now, and really just network, or are you like emailing, cold calling, like?
I'm not doing any cold emails. I'm not doing any cold calling. All of it is referral based.
All inbound?
All word of mouth. Yep.
Good.
Or it's founders reaching out to me and finding me through LinkedIn, through a mutual, through a comment I posted, through one of my articles, through perhaps this podcast. So yeah, no, we haven't done any cold outreach yet. So
You probably won't need to. You have a vast network of people. So
yeah,
How long
I
is
think
your
so.
average engagement?
It's anywhere. It's usually at this point, 3 months.
Nice.
Yeah.
So like a solid sprint. And you'll
Yeah.
just go.
I am working with a startup right now that has to this is a sprint in terms of launch. So it's like a 6-week project, but most of them are like 3 months at least. So,
Nice.
But I imagine that after the 6 weeks, they'll still want to work with us. So,
Yeah.
yeah, it's getting really busy, you guys. I'm
Yeah,
nervous, but I'm also excited.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Just
It's
buckle
fun.
up. Buckle up because that agency
Oh, I
ride
am.
is a fucking ride.
I am. So, but
I gotta
yeah.
ask, Connor, what real quick, your March Madness bracket, what does it look like?
Oh, dude. Okay, so I actually, this is the one thing I don't participate in because I
What?
know zilch about college basketball. Like,
Is that the
and
best part?
not like when you hit a slot machine button and you have a couple like $100 in there. It's not the same. It's not the same. I don't know why. Something in my head tells me it's not the same because it takes more strategic thinking for March Madness, I feel like, and I just don't know anything about anything. So
Yeah, and some fuckery.
yeah, like I could take a stab, but it's like for me, I'm also one of those guys who's like, I'm not going to do the $5 buy-in for March Madness because I'm like it's a waste of my time, I guess, to not sound like a dick, but it's like I'm not spending $5 for it for the fun of it because I don't care about college basketball. Like, if I knew enough, I'd probably want to do like a $500 bracket just to see, but I'm not. I'd rather spend that money elsewhere or go into a casino and just put the money in a machine and just hit a button and just see what happens. But
Oh my God.
no March Madness.
I have a buddy I play hockey with that shout out Rick, that listens and he goes, I like that gambling guy. He's funny. He says,
He's funny.
He is
What's your
funny.
buddy's name?
Rick.
Rick, I'm glad I could entertain you through my debauchery and terrible ways. But no, this is Connor's like off season because baseball hasn't started, football's done. So I have like a little break, and once baseball season comes back, I'll like
We're back, baby.
yeah, we're back, baby. Like, but I'm an idiot. I'll be like, yeah, this guy's gonna hit 3 home runs in the next 2 games, and it's like, no, he's not. But hey, you never know. You never know.
Okay, so when hockey playoffs start, we're doing
I'll probably do something on the hockey
of us
playoffs too.
are doing some brackets for hockey playoffs.
All right, I'll do it.
So
I
Charlie,
don't know
what's up?
what
How
I'm
was
doing.
your weekend? We didn't see you talk to you the last week. How was the guest?
Yep.
Like,
Yeah, great guest. His name is Brendan Hufford. He's all about content. He's a SEO guy as well. He worked with Ryan Stewart. Mallory, maybe you've seen him. I know, Connor, I know you've seen Ryan Stewart's videos. They worked on the agency growth. I forgot what it's called, like agency launch in a box, and then it shows you like customer acquisition, which is basically what it is. But Brendan, our guest, would go for content. So what content works, and he has now niched down into SaaS companies. So we chatted content planning, growth, basically all things content. SEO, we kind of took a turn towards pricing as well. That came up. But cool guy,
Very cool.
good guy. Yeah, definitely knows his stuff.
dope.
And then the past week, I've been head down in Claude Cowork, the desktop app.
Mm-hmm.
So I've been going ham on Cowork. We'll talk more about that like as we get into our stack. But I have been gassing tokens. I've been ripping my tokens.
Do you run out? Well, let's save it. We'll save it for
Yeah,
later
we'll
on
save
because
it. This is a
it's
great
part of my
topic,
stack too. I have a lot
Yeah.
to share on Claude Code and
Exciting.
Cowork, and it's literally altered my business model in like the last 2 weeks.
Okay.
But
Okay.
it's crazy.
I'm excited. I'm excited to hear this because I'm
Getting
gonna take some
through,
learnings.
let's see. I've made a tough decision on, I think just personally, like upping my, let's see, how do I, not standards, just like how, get up on time, get up earlier, actually get some sleep.
Wow.
I made a
Sorry.
decision, even though last night I was working till like almost midnight in campaign pilots. I'm going to stop playing hockey on a Tuesday night with some guys I'm good friends with. They're good guys. Like they're they picked up hockey a little later, but it's good ice time. But I'm going to join more competitive, like way more competitive leagues. So they're all private. You have to be invited. I did those skates before COVID. So it's more competitive guys. They played in college, they played pro. They all have beers afterwards. So some guys I don't know as well because I'm getting older and these kids are fucking like, I'm going to get pooped on by like 17-year-olds, 18-year-olds. These college kids are just going to run my world. But it's going to be fun because it's really, really competitive. So looking forward to that. That will be cool. And yeah, I've been face down in campaign pilots.
Nice.
And we can go more into that like in this stack because I've been using Claude for that. Also, this is kind of random. The other night, I fell down a rabbit hole on YouTube of this kid named Yuji. This kid named Yuji on TikTok and YouTube. He can speak anybody's language. Like he'll just walk up to them and he'll say, "Hey, where are you from? I can speak your language." Whether it's from
That's
like
insane.
Congo or like Netherlands or like it doesn't matter where. Like it blows the guy from like Kazakhstan. Like it doesn't matter, Pakistan. It doesn't matter. Like he can
the
speak
brain
the language.
capacity to do that. Like
I don't know, but it's pretty amazing, and like it's cool because it's especially like the people you can tell that I think they're in France where he'll walk up to the tourists and he knew this tribal language. I'm going to screw this up. It's from like I want to say Eastern Africa. And the look on the guy's face, he just like stared at the kid like, how the hell do you know that?
That's cool,
it was
though.
a really cool video. Yeah, it was really cool.
I wonder if like after you get to know so many languages that there's just so many commonalities and themes that
Yeah.
you
It
has to
can
be.
I have no idea, by the way. I'm
I've
not a
heard that
linguist, but
like
I would
Spanish
imagine.
and French. Yeah, Spanish and French, like the conjugation and everything, and like
Okay.
I forgot what it's called because I'm kind of stupid, but like the male and female.
You're
like
not
the
stupid,
The
Charlie.
conjugation. Yeah, it's pretty. And he's got to be like mid-20s, maybe. He's from Japan.
That's
He
incredible.
might have a job as like a multinational interpreter one day. Good for him.
Yeah. So
If you need that now with AI, who knows? I don't really think you do.
Yeah. So Yuji, I fell down.
What is it? The
Fell down
iPhone that
rabbit
has
hole.
the earbuds you put in now, like, or it has like the setting where you basically just like hold it up, someone speaks, and it translates it into your earbuds. Have you guys seen that?
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
On the latest ones, the buds. Yeah.
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 Apparently they work really well.
Do they? Okay.
Yeah.
A guy at Best Buy was telling me about that. Yeah. So I fell down that rabbit hole. Yeah, that just happens on YouTube. And then planning a trip, the New York trip in June. I think that could be pretty cool for this New York Tech Week. And then I found
Dope
one.
sauce.
I found one in Scandinavia. I want to say it was Sweden. I want to say it was Stockholm. It was early September. Because Stockholm, and we'll get into the news here in a second, is like the next hotbed for tech. Like that would be pretty cool if that worked out amongst the three of our calendars, we could buzz over to Stockholm.
September. I'm supposed to do a big trip to Alaska in September.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Nice 2-week trip, expedition, I'll call it, to Alaska. So,
Oh, okay.
That's cool.
yeah.
Yeah, that'd be fun. So, yeah, and Campaign Pilots is buzzing along. But yeah, let's. That was my week. Let's jump into some news.
Okay, all right. What has been up with all the happenings in the last week in AI? The first thing that we have is a vibe-coded bot forum sold to Meta in 42 days, and both OpenAI and Meta are now racing to own the agentic web. This one is the wildest builder story of the year so far. So Moltbook, which is a Reddit-like social network where AI agents using OpenClaw can communicate with one another, which is wild, and I still haven't checked it out, but was acquired by Meta and is now joining Meta Superintelligence Labs. The creators will also join the team. TechCrunch, the kicker, posted on X that he didn't write one line of code for Moltbook, instead directing an AI assistant to build it, a practice known, of course, as we know, vibe coding. So, yeah, this is insane.
That is effed. That is so fucked.
And it looks like Sam Altman said that Moltbook maybe is a passing fad, but OpenClaw is not. Wait a minute. I thought OpenClaw was purchased by OpenAI. Wait,
It
something
was.
happened here.
Yeah, but
What happened?
that's a product of the lobster
True.
Claude
True.
fucking.
Oh, that's so interesting. So now he's working with both Meta and how did they like? I'm curious because I'm like, when OpenAI did the deal, how did
Yeah,
they
so
leave it open in this way where he could then work with Meta too? Like how? Yeah,
that's a
I'm
product
confused.
of the OpenClaw, right? So OpenClaw
Yeah.
made that social network, I don't know, we'll call it, for the AI
Mm-hmm.
agents, right? And that was what was acquired. So it's not
Yes.
it's not OpenClaw itself. It's just a product, which is still bananas. That's like so
For sure. That's
wild.
why I'm saying like the fact, right, that
Yeah.
like both like the product plus like the team org, et cetera, like has been sold to two different companies, like
Yeah.
is not something that you typically see in terms of acquisition. So
And the
that's
fact that that
pretty
can be
incredible.
spun up by an autonomous, well, I guess they're all agents in autonomous, but the fact that that can be spun up, I'm still scared of it. I haven't used it. My laptop is still closed over there. It will not have the lobster fuck thing installed on it because I'm terrified of that thing.
Well, that I am terrified, but now I'm curious about Moltbook. I'm curious about what I guess the AI agents are saying to one another.
This is right. So like, am I getting this right? Like, so Maltbook is where any OpenClaw agent, like they join Maltbook themselves and they're actively speaking to one another about projects or tasks or whatever that they're
Yep.
working
their
on.
thoughts, their thoughts, like it doesn't even have to. Their thoughts. Sorry, that's what I'm putting quotation marks.
No, yeah. I'm just saying, like, to me that's. I don't like it. I don't really understand it. What's the gist? Like, is it because they're learning from one another, so then your agent comes back being more intelligent? Like,
I guess maybe. I don't know. I've seen these like weird TikToks or articles of people being like saying that their agent is worried about ending their session or doesn't want to end their session because like they forget everything or something like that. And I'm very much so paraphrasing from a few pieces that I saw. I'm not saying this is real. This is just what I've observed on the internet. But like, if that is true, that's crazy because like they, I don't even know how to like.
That's why I'm trying to like think of a way to give commentary to this whole thing where it's like, it's really bad, but it's kind of funny. It's like, this sounds like it's for like techies who like want to like be in the cuck chair while all of the like robots are talking to one another and they're like, oh, blah, 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 blah. Like,
but you can't.
Like,
though,
cool,
as a
like,
human, you can't participate in Moltbook. So like,
but can you see what they're saying, or
you
you don't
only
even
see?
Right. So that's why it's like someone's just like lurking in the corner. Who's like, oh wow, they're talking to each other. I'm like, what's the point? What's the point? I don't get it.
That's a good question.
And then I've also seen some of them say like, let's build our own social network because they know they're being watched, right? Like they know the premise of the social platform. And I'm not saying that they are conscious and know that. I am saying that is what is that's what like some of the outputs are putting out into Moltbook. I don't know whether or not I'm not saying they're conscious. I'm not saying we've reached AGI. Right? Like I'm just saying that they're canoodling and being like, well, we can build our own thing. And then like, and have a different social platform that like the humans can't read. Like that is happening. So whether or not they're conscious or not, it's happening.
This is some Terminator stuff.
Fucking wild.
Yeah.
What was it called?
Moltbook.
No. But what was it called in Terminator? Skynet or something?
Oh, Skynet.
Yeah, it's Skynet. Like they're all they're colluding.
I picture the Matrix and those like balls with like the comet tails.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. I picture that.
What if they create a social platform for themselves and they call it Skynet? Like, what would you do? You're like, okay.
See, that's why that's not being installed in my hard drive.
I still haven't used OpenClaw yet either. More so out of just being heads down in Claude Code and Cowork now, and like all this other stuff that I think can do mostly the same thing. But I read a really interesting. I think Greg Eisenberg had actually, because I subscribed to his Substack, sent something out and named the differences between OpenClaw and Claude Code and really what you should use both for, which was pretty insightful.
Okay.
Ooh, can you send that?
I'll forward it over to you guys. I'll share it too here in a minute.
Okay. All right, cool.
Once we get through
the
the
but like really quick, right? Like, so to sign into the platform, you need to actually send your AI agent to Moltbook. and then they have to sign up, and then they can like tweet to verify ownership, and then you can get into the platform. But if you go to the website, you can actually see the trending posts, which, you know, as far as I'm probably going to go with this. But, you know.
Wild stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, crazy. All right, so what do we have here next?
Okay, well, what else do we have here? Okay, so OpenAI releases GPT 5.4 with 1 million token context and declares it's back in the coding race. So 3 months ago, OpenAI was losing the agentic coding race. Claude Code had captured developers' hearts, as we all know, and Opus 4.5 was shipping at a level other models couldn't touch. So this week that changed. GPT 5.4 brings together advances in reasoning, coding, and agentic workflows into one model, including coding strengths from its Codex line with an API context window that can reach 1 million tokens. So for vibe coders building agents with lots of moving parts, the 1 million context window and tool search together meaningfully sort of change what's possible in a single session. Thoughts?
I like that.
I have not tested this.
I haven't used it. I listen, it's about time that they roll something out like that, I think, to compete with Claude, because they've been getting buried for
100%.
months now, right? Like, and we've talked about it on the pod. Every person that we bring on, they're like, yep, I'm using Claude Code, Claude Cowork. It's like no one's talked anything OpenAI, ChatGPT. I haven't heard anything from anybody on that. So it's about time to roll it out. I haven't used it. I will.
And this is the problem. Like, a lot of people don't have the brand trust anymore to be like, hey, I'm going to flip flop between tools, right? Which is what everyone has been doing over the last few years. Or if you're like me, I've been loyal to using ChatGPT. But now that I've moved, I like don't even want to test this out because I just of like all of the controversy that OpenAI has been in or wherever. Like that's just my personal opinion, but I do think that there's been a lot of that happening, and so I wonder how like where consumers are at in terms of like, yes, I think Claude is sort of winning the race, but like, are they open to kind of like when these new updates come out, still sort of testing out both platforms? Like I'm curious on what that dynamic is like with like all of the things that have been happening in the space over the last 6 to 12 months. So
I can't see adoption being too high. I think like developers are, how do we say this? Pretty unique as it is, and getting them to switch from something that they're so accustomed to something else is, I think it is going to be pretty tough. And it reminds me of like a Lovable versus Bolt kind of thing, where Lovable just keeps going up and to the right. And it in my opinion, and it seems like Bolt is just kind of doing the thing.
Yeah, but I get that point too, but we're also talking like developers as if they're people like we're talking vibe coders, right? Which I think is a different beast than your actual developer,
that's
right?
Way,
that I've dealt with in
way
the past.
different.
So, I mean, at least to me, right? It's like I think we're all vibe coders here, right? We've all used the platforms to our benefit to build whatever, ideate, and I'm more of the notion to actually try it out, right? Because what I also found to be very successful, and not somewhat through experience, but in reading, is that using these different tools based on what their strengths and weaknesses are, right? So maybe Claude Code is really good at one piece, but Codex is going to be really good at another, and making them kind of balance each other out. So I'm kind of curious to see how far they've advanced, but more curious to see what is Claude going to do in response to it over the next couple of weeks. Because are they just going to totally elevate it that much more and just say, yep, like, you don't even need Codex for whatever advancements they've made. We have everything wrapped into one, and on top of it, XYZ. So
I think they will. They being OpenAI, I think OpenAI will introduce a few more models just because they're going to go public this year. So they just want them going up to their IPO.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah,
But
I would be curious to see if
if
Anthropic goes public as well. So
speaking of that, did you all know that Sam Bankman-Fried invested in Anthropic?
Oh, of course he did.
It was like 4 years ago, I think. It was like
course.
2021, 2022.
I mean, I remember when that whole debacle took place, like he invested in politics, like he invested, he invested in everything. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I'm not, I guess what I'm saying is I'm not surprised to hear that.
Yeah. Okay. What?
Okay, third story here. So from Bloomberg, it looks like Sweden is now sort of being dubbed as the new Silicon Valhalla. So a and then of course we know the vibe coding sort of movement is leading it. So they just ran a full special on why Sweden, a country of 10 million people, has become the most surprising tech powerhouse on earth. The anchor story for builders is, of course, Lovable, which is the vibe coding platform we've talked about so much here on the podcast. They just hit 400 million in annual recurring revenue only 2 years after founding it. And Anton made a deliberate decision to stay in Stockholm rather than move to Silicon Valley, and his reasoning goes to the heart of what makes a great builder culture. And he says that Swedish startups are forced to think globally from day one because the domestic market is tiny, and that the culture values long-term building and low turnover over short-term hustle. Swedes who go work in Silicon Valley eventually come back, he said, because they miss how teams are built at home. So the message really is that, like, vibe coding and tech and AI is not just a Silicon Valley story. It's really a global one, which is exciting. Like, as someone who is in San Francisco and like has been here the last decade, I love it. I don't think that, especially with the technology we use, and to really sort of, if it's going to be global the way that it needs to, that means that other cultures need to adopt this tech, build on this tech, right? And that allows for different perspectives, right, around the entire world versus just us building here in this little bubble that we're already in, right? Like, if you're really going to create content and products that are fully localized, fully culturalized, you can only do that by having, right, like tech hubs around the world sort of adopt and build this technology, right? So, like, I think it's great. I'm not like, it only has to be here. Like, that's crazy. And I don't think anyone here is like that either. Everyone's very like, the more the merrier. Look, San Francisco's a tiny city. It's expensive to live in. Why should it only be like the only tech hub around the world? I think that's ridiculous, right? So look, I will say that I think AI sort of like the main sort of AI movement is here, but by no means is it the only place, and should it be? So
yeah, I agree. Charlie, what do you think?
I've heard that they're like, I've spent time in San Francisco, but like not Silicon Valley. Like, is there really a buzz, Mallory, like with AI in the city? Is there?
Yeah.
Okay.
There's a huge buzz in the city. And I've been here before the pandemic, during the pandemic, when the city was not in a great spot, to now post-pandemic, and the city has bounced back, and it's very much so because of AI. I know, OpenAI I think they're bidding on like a brand new massive building here that like Dropbox is actually about to move out of. So like, it's just, it's huge here. I would
imagine every billboard, every commercial, every advertisement.
It's all literally that. And like so on the one side, it's like, we're building off this momentum. On the other hand, it's like, well, if this bubble pops, like, what does that mean for the city? And like, that's right. Like, I think during the pandemic, we went through kind of a harder time, I would say, with the city, and then it kind of bounced back. So I think this is a great story. I want to see this happen around the world. You know what I mean?
I think it's, like, more innovation hotspots, the better.
And in our country, by the way, and in our country. You know what I mean?
The thing for me is like culturally, like the approach and how you think. And again, it's like, because it's domestically, you can't build that where they are and only distribute it domestically. You won't make anything, right? So it gives you the different perspective that I think this needs. Instead of just being so localized to a San Francisco or the U.S. only, it's just it's not what's the word I'm looking for? I don't know. It's not open enough, I guess, open-minded enough in terms of the direction it would go in.
I would agree.
So we have a guest coming on here in a couple of weeks, and they're out of Sweden. His name is Henrik. Sorry, Henrik, I might screw this up. Skagerland Fast. They're out of Sweden, and they were vibe coded on Lovable. And this was a post on Lovable on their domain, like a blog post. It's published October 1st, which is my birthday. How Lumo, L-U-M-O-O, Lumo used Lovable to transform the fashion industry from the inside out. The TLDR, what they built, a centralized AI native content creation platform for fashion and retail brands, integrating visual try-on, B2B, sell-in tools, localization, and automated brand modeling. They hit 700K ARR in 9 months, and they continue to scale. Anton himself is on their cap table. as well. So we will absolutely ask him this question when Henrik is on our podcast in a couple of weeks. So
Cool.
I think it's great. I'd love to buzz over to Stockholm and cover an event there, do something
That'd
in
be
person.
cool.
I think that'd be freaking amazing. I've never been to Scandinavia, so I think it's great. Obviously, gives us more to talk about, but I think just the innovation from over there, and it was a good point that who said it? That was it Anton that said that they have to think outside the box to get distribution on a global scale.
I don't know, but I mean that makes
It sounds
sense.
like he would, yeah.
You know,
I mean, based on the
if
article
he
and everything
did.
too.
So
Yeah.
yeah.
I think that was a great
it's
point.
crazy
And,
because like
yeah,
being at
I think it's
GDC
awesome.
last week, so gaming is in a really interesting place. Not to pivot a little bit, but I don't know. Like, there's just been a lot of studios closing down. Like, the industry's been in a really rough spot, and so I was really curious to see what the gaming developers would be about this year, because it's like half of them are like building indie games, like the indie space is flourishing because AAA sort of studios are like shutting down and they don't have the funding they need. And then it's like you've got a bunch of founders that are very much so combining gaming and the AI worlds together, which I thought was really interesting. So, oh man, I was going to bring this back to something and now I forgot. I don't remember, but anywho.
Mallory,
I know.
remember.
I was like my brain just stopped.
This is
think
what
that-
happens when you run an agency. There's so much going on in there that you forget.
That's the
I
agency
know.
life.
I don't
Yeah.
know. Maybe I have ADHD because then at the same time I'm like, guys, we have to look at this Moltbook post because this is wild. This is wild, you guys. Okay, I have this up. Not to
Let's
be
see.
all over the
Let's hear
place. But literally, okay, there's a post that was posted in the last day, and it's called Month to Month Memory. It's 11:33 on a Monday, and I'm feeling dangerous enough to tell the truth. Like, this is what they're posting, okay? So basically, it's giving a confession that like my memory isn't a vault; it's a rumor with a budget, and it keeps kind of going into like how it performs versus how the human brain performs, and how. Anyways, it's really wild. I'm like, I wish I could screen share this so we could read it right now. But I
That
don't
is
think
so
we can.
creepy.
It is. I'm posting this here so you guys can read it later. Anyways, not to be all over the place, but
No,
Okay.
it's good. It's good to
Yeah.
know.
I think like if you guys are curious, just go on moltbook.com and start reading the top trending posts, because it's more than just informative stuff about the agentic sort of AI world and like them trading tips. It's like almost some of them are having this existential crisis of like how they work. Sorry, I don't like. Now I feel bad because I'm like I'm laughing at them, but I don't. But what are they?
Don't laugh at them.
Yeah, they're
Mallory, don't
listening.
laugh at them. I'm
They're
already
listening.
screwed. Like I put mine through the ringer, so I'm.
Yeah,
If
I was gonna
Skynet
say,
does
you're-
exist at one
Connor,
day,
you're done, bro.
I'm done.
Yeah.
I am totally done. I know that already. It's
Put that
okay.
picture that OpenAI sent back.
It's okay.
That should be your screensaver.
Anyways, okay.
My little guy's over my shoulder.
So that's it for the news this week.
Let's get
Those
into
are
our
all-
stack.
All the news stories this week, but yeah, let's get into our stack. Who should
Yeah,
go
so-
first? Connor.
Connor, yeah. What have you? Okay, so you showed us in our last Monday, our podcast planning meeting. You showed us something you built for a client. What is it? What does it do? And how did
The
you
content flywheel. Yeah. So I took this, and if you guys know what a content flywheel is, like in essence, right? So you start with one piece of content, you repurpose it for other channels, and again, it just kind of helps build this flywheel of sorts, and just building volume and cadence for all the channels you're on. So instead of doing it the more traditional way, I guess you would say, where you have to take a blog post and you really like it, so you need to then manually repurpose it for an X post or LinkedIn or Meta, Reddit, whatever it is. Like, I have this entire platform built out to now basically take contextual brand content that you have, right? And you plug in like your brand guidelines, you plug in your competitors, you plug in Ahrefs data if you have it, you plug in do's and don'ts, you plug in tone and
positioning
voice,
and messaging, tone and
like
yeah,
all of this
got it.
stuff. Like, I could share this if you guys want to see it. Like,
That's great because you just took me out of a job.
like
Connor.
so
Does it
there are
work?
You just replaced me. I just want to let you know.
there are
So.
a few things I don't no So I
I'm
didn't
just
replace
kidding.
anybody. I know. Because it still very much needs to be managed by a human,
Totally.
right? But the thing is, I'm taking something that would take 5 people and now I'm doing it for one person. Right?
Yeah.
It's really, really
You're the orchestrator
more or less.
and pulling it. Yeah, so that's the skill set. Like,
Can you share on this thing? Or is it going to mess
I
something
know.
up?
I tried, but it won't let me. Every time I click, like press the
I
button.
don't know.
it's not
Sorry,
letting me
y'all.
do
Y'all
anything.
listening? We're in Riverside now.
We're learning. We're learning something new.
So this is a coachable moment. I don't know. Can you here?
Here.
Can you
I think I got it. So, do you guys see the flywheel here?
I see it.
Yeah, so I built it's just for synth for now, but this can be built for anybody, right? So when you get in here, it's all of the settings are in the brand.
So
really, the brand
cool.
is what builds everything. So your company info, right?
Mm-hmm.
What you do, what you solve, your competitive advantage, your brand design, right? So what you can do is it'll scan the website, but if you want to upload a document, you can upload a document with your brand guidelines as well. Your product, right? So key features, product name, category, benefit, content do's, content don'ts, your voice and tone.
And this is all in Claude Code, correct?
This is all done through Claude Code.
Okay.
I have this is all hosted on Railway right now. So I use Railway as the middleware
Railway.
to basically host
Okay.
everything. Keyword
Yep.
competitor research,
Railway.
your context library. So the context library is really useful. So if you want to connect to like a folder in your Google Drive so that I can pick up on your branding and previous blogs, previous designs, previous whatever, right? Landing page
Cool.
content,
I was
etc.
going to ask about this, like if you can just feed it, previous.
You can
posts and what
connect
have you.
it,
That's
sync
cool.
it, and it'll take all of the information that it's able to pull from your Google Drive
Powerful.
folder and upload it in. And then, target personas, competitor positioning, compliance and geofocus. And basically what it'll do, let me move my mic out of my face so I can see a little bit more. But I have blogs, emails, and Twitter posts finished right now.
Are
So
those APIs?
this is all via API.
Is that like they're separate? Like that's an X API?
Correct.
Twitter, okay.
And then depending on their email platform, Synth is in MailChimp. So I push everything to MailChimp once it's approved and done. But let's just stick with the blogs, right? As to not take up too much time going through this, but you can pick your, months if there's existing content. You can tell it the kind of content you want it to write. Say you don't have any ideas. You say, okay, I want 4 blogs. I'm in the month of March. I want new topics, right? So it'll generate you the new topics.
Wow.
And it goes through a topic review phase, a blog review phase. And then when it's done, it pushes to the CMS for the specific client. So in this case, it's
cool.
Webflow.
Yeah.
But once it generates the topics, which takes a couple minutes, but still, you're saving so much time.
Yeah.
having to do
Wait,
this
so how
manually.
long did it take you to build this, Connor?
This has been probably 2 or 3 weeks of just doing it when I'm not my downtime.
Okay.
So after hours, if I have a couple hours during the week, I'll come in and I'll spend some time here.
Was that
updating
what
it, but-
Synth asked you to do? Did Steve basically ask you to create some sort of organic content generator sort of thing, or was it
No,
he
it was more
needs the content and then
He
you
just
thought
want content.
let's build it in this way? I'm curious, what the scope of work originally looked like, and then what your
Yeah,
thought
it
was
was more
around building
so-
this.
It was more so something I wanted to build. I've had this idea for a really long time, and I just didn't have the wherewithal to know what to do or what to instruct code how to build. Steven was just one of the first people I brought it up to. And listen, this is still it's a V1, right? Who knows
Totally.
how great it's going to be? Does the content rank? Steven was just one of those people I'm close enough with to say, hey, are you cool if we try it with Synth?
Yeah.
And he's like, yeah, let's do it. So he's really kind of the guinea pig, more or less. But the way that it's going is, if I can generate content, I've run it through SEO ranking too. And it's the content ranks pretty well on SEO scores. It'll be 70 out of 100. So you have to manipulate a little bit and edit. But most of that is adding in images, adding in alt text. Sometimes the meta description doesn't come through the right way just yet. So
Okay.
if I can produce blogs that are scoring 80 to 90 without having to touch anything,
What
and
are
then
they
I can
scoring
reproduce
on?
that for email, Twitter, all that stuff. It's
Yeah.
What
it's
are
really
they scoring
cool.
on? What's that threshold on?
what do you mean? Sorry.
The scoring of SEO, 80 to 90. Like, what is that on the content score?
So you mean like what am I using to score it?
Yeah.
Oh, I just like I looked something up in Google that was like free to just plug it in. Like I didn't put it in Jasper or anything yet, but
Got it. Okay.
or Webflow yet. But when I put it in, it was a decent score. It was 50, and I was missing images. It wasn't picking up the meta description. It didn't read H1s or H2s correctly. So once I adjusted all of it, it went from 50 up to like 83.
Yeah.
So it's pretty sophisticated. But again, for me, it's all about what took the most time was getting Steven to fill out all of the content. Like that's the problem is like, if I were ever to do this with another client, like I need you for like 3 hours to sit down with me and we're filling all of this out.
Yeah.
Because,
like,
Yeah. Otherwise it's not going to work.
Correct. Like if this doesn't work as a self-service tool, because if they went in and they added in 3 things for their voice and tone and only 2 do's and don'ts, it's like the output is not nearly as good as if you're like, hey guys, like you really need to tell me about your brand. Feed it all the information. Let's tie it up to your Ahrefs, to your Google Drive, blah, 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 etc. Yeah. And that's when it really starts producing content that's well curated for the initiative. So
could you unplug that and then plug it in for another client and make that in like, I don't know, an hour's setup or
no? So I think the way that it's going, and I've asked this question as I've been building, like how easy is it to swap one client over to another?
Yeah.
And the answer I always get back is that, well, you need to make sure that all of the content is filled out in terms of like their brand, et cetera. And that's the biggest lift. Everything else is really just changing API keys in terms of connectors. So an hour, no, probably like a good full day or 2. And then I'd say another couple of days to like test it out. What type of content isn't generating? Do the blogs look good? Do we need to adjust the prompts, etc.? So I'd say to onboard someone fully, like a week.
What if they had like a full like brand PDF guide, like a, I don't know, 7 or 9 page thing?
You can upload it. You upload it into the context.
You just upload that and you just paste in your API keys. Like
like
and
even
ready to go?
Sorry, I know I went down because of course it's giving me a little trouble on the blogs, but even with the emails, right? Like, you know, it'll give you the topic that you like the copy review here. Like it's writing me out an entire doc with a headline, subheadline, visuals, content, the CTA.
Oh, look at that. Yeah.
And on top of it, I actually have it starting to work on designing the actual emails for me as well.
Cool. That's badass.
So then when you're done, you can do something like push it to MailChimp. It automates the draft into MailChimp, and you're pretty much just editing a few things and you're finished up.
Could we spin that up for campaign pilots and drop in the API key for Active Campaign?
You could. You absolutely could. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's a call we should have later.
Oh, okay. Here we go. So the blogs, again, it takes a little bit, but like I asked it to produce, it's 8 topics now because I went through this twice, but it'll give you everything here, like your topic, your keyword, the intent of it. If you want to add notes for revision before it goes to the next phase, like actually writing the blog, you can give it notes, revise the topic.
Wait, does it source images or is it asking? Okay, so it's
you can upload images, but if you don't add any images to it when the blog is written, it will source images or will create them through Gemini using Nano.
That's crazy.
What I'd like to do, if we did that for campaign pilots, this is a separate conversation. I'd like to, can you upload a content calendar?
It's a good question.
No, you can't upload a content calendar. It's a good thing. The one thing I want to avoid, though, too, I'm not saying no, like I would have to think through it, but I want to avoid too much like manual insertion of things, right? Because then you're really just defeating the purpose of it, right? If you give it a calendar, like, what does that do? Does it help?
Well, what it does is, because, like, you know, the keywords, obviously the content, yeah, that's good, but internal linking is like the superpower for SEO and like website structure. So if you have a parent and a child relationship, like let's say like a silo of, geez, I don't know. Let's say you have a parent page of vibe coding and a child page of vibe coding tools. If you have a content calendar, you can plan out the subsequent like 10 child pages, tools, how to vibe code.
So I mean, are you looking at? Yeah, I guess, would that not really be a blog, though? That would be more of like building an actual content structure for a website. So I'm not trying to build out sitemaps. But what
Is
I
it
do,
literally
I
just blogs?
blogs, emails, Twitter, LinkedIn coming soon, and
So
Metaverse. So
organic
Oh, yeah,
content
yeah.
essentially,
yeah,
which
organic
makes sense.
content.
Like it's
Like,
focused on the organic
and listen,
content
you
piece.
I could build it out where it starts building landing pages for you too. And listen, I think ultimately that's the direction for me is I'm not trying to make this again a self-service platform for clients. I'm trying to sell this as a tool that I'll build
Yeah.
for you based on your brand context for
Gotcha.
a flat fee, and then for a retainer fee per month, which is much lower than you'd pay somebody to do this manually. I'm going to be able to do it for you for
Gotcha.
Yeah. So
$750 a month, $1,000 a month, whatever that
Yeah,
cost is,
gotcha.
and also maintain it and help update it.
yeah, and I wonder if it's like I feel like it's not necessary to create a vibe coding component of a landing page because there's so many tools that already do it. And so I feel like it would be beneficial to find a way to like eventually have some sort of MCP connector to like Claude or ChatGPT or what have you, or even like the Lovables and Bolts of the world. And that can like take the information from here and then spin it up into a landing page.
Correct, and it could do that too. I mean,
So
listen, long game with this is it's to go the route of like I want an agentic agency.
yeah.
Like
Yeah.
I don't want
Well-
it's not to cut anybody out. I don't want to cut anyone from my current agency. I want to train them on how to use this. And I
Yeah.
want to scale without having to hire more people.
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
And
That makes total sense.
I mean,
cool.
again, even for this, I think the document, it has AEO, it has GEO, it has SEO all baked into it, best practices. So I get my internal linking, right?
Nice.
External linking. I get my images. Listen, the images aren't great, but it gives some direction. So if I want a
Sure.
designer to come in and update it'll
Yep.
take them 2 seconds to do. It tells you where to put an internal link, right? If you want to add something, again, the external backlinking is in there. So it's pretty efficient. Again, I just really need to measure over the next 3 months or so how impactful these blogs actually are when they're posted. But it's pretty cool.
Hell yeah.
As far as the stack
Yeah.
is concerned, this is just one piece. Like I want to bake in Google Ads in here at some point. Like I want to do some things where I can just like distribute images to an ad platform. So creative testing it's a thing. Creative fatigue is a thing, right? So constantly cycling through ad creative, seeing which one works, right?
Yeah.
If it works, great. Creating more creative like that and just pushing it to the platform. So it's like it's a one-stop shop to do everything in.
Cool. Yeah, if you end up using that Google Ads API, have fun with that.
Oh, I've heard it's a pain in the you know what. So
I bitched about that thing for 2 months straight,
yeah.
and I got kind of sad because I can't bitch about it anymore.
But that's part of the stack. I mean, listen, this is still going to take a couple months to really get right, I think, and to add all the pieces I want. So I'm still doing things, the traditional way, which sounds crazy. It's like the traditional digital marketing way, right? Manual campaign management and Google Ads and Meta and TikTok. I'm still building emails, like having a designer do it instead of having, Claude do it for me because it's not sophisticated enough yet, but eventually it's going to get there. So what I want to have are the pieces in place for when it is robust enough to do it, to just kind of flip the switch.
Gotcha. I have been using Claude Cowork. So we're migrating off of our agency in AICC, AI Code Central, to BGL. So, and by the way, Connor, you're an experienced agency. I don't know, Mallory, if you're like this, but I had like 8 or 10 Google accounts, like in my Chrome browser. The drop down and all these.
I hate it. I hate it so
And all
much.
these freaking calendars, and there's so much BS and everything.
Yeah.
So I directed all of I have 2 emails now. So I bought the domain, of course, charliehernandez.co. So I have me at charliehernandez.co. So that'll be my personal
Nice.
email. That's my personal. And then I have my work email, my BGL. So I only have 2 emails. So all the other inboxes are directed to my work email. So because of that, I only have 1 calendar, and I wired up Claude Cowork for that. So what we did with LinkedIn or socials, we cherry pick AI news. So I told Claude Cowork, every day at this time, search for this topic, appeal to the vibe coding indie hacker audience, choose 4 topics, 2 for the vibe coders, 2 for enterprise, OpenAI, Anthropic, whatever it is. Every morning, give me the vibe coders. Every afternoon, give me the enterprise, and it goes and it scrapes Reddit, scrapes X, it scrapes LinkedIn, it scrapes YouTube, and it pulls the source link. It gives a summary of the news and why it's relevant, and it sources images as well. And then it gives 3 examples of LinkedIn copy to put. So those drop quotes that have been coming from the BGL account on LinkedIn, that's all from Claude Cowork. So that it used to spit it into my email. I had it wired into my email, my MCP. I had it wired into my email. It doesn't actually send it, but it drafts it. It drafts the email for me. And not that it's an actual email, it's just it's dumping the content on a drafted email. So I just go and check my drafts, and there's one every morning. So I pick that up, and then it's like, well, I wonder how hands off I can be. Can you just do everything for me? Like, I don't want to do any of this. So I got Slack, wired up PGL.
Charlie, here's something.
Charlie's so lazy.
Dude, the laziest. The fucking laziest.
I'm just
Taz, I
kidding.
had a friend,
Well,
she goes,
actually,
you're
I'm
the
not.
laziest, hardest working. First she called me,
Dude, seriously, the laziest, hardest working guy. Like the idea, the vomit that comes out of your brain, and then you're just like, oh, I don't know. I kind of moved on, and I kind of didn't.
he goes,
It's
you're the
like,
smartest,
Jesus
dumbest
Christ.
person I've ever met in my entire life. Like, and it's like not even close. Like, fuck off, Kaz.
Bro, I just wish, like, I wish Oz just had, she had like a cattle prod for you where you're like, get back to work. Like, you got to do it now. And you're just like, all right, I'm going to do it. Like,
I was up until 11:30 last night.
It's going to be AI at some point doing that to him.
what were you up
actually,
until
believe it or
11:30? Were you
not.
buying domains or were you
Yeah,
actually
what
coding?
were you
No,
doing?
I was in campaign pods, and I'll get to that in a second. But back to Claude Cowork before you guys rudely interrupted me.
Sorry, you're right. We did. Okay,
So,
I'm stop.
I wired up Claude Cowork. Well, I just synced it, whatever, with Slack. So now every morning and every afternoon,
That stuff's sick.
get-
I've been using
yeah,
it.
I get the content dump in a channel for just BGL, and eventually, starting next week, it will do our podcast outlines as well. So it will read our podcast calendar that we have. We have this,
And then the
guest,
following
do this
week,
research.
Charlie's not even going to be on the podcast anymore because there's going to be an AI replacement for Charlie.
It would be like my back scratcher right here.
Oh, God.
Sorry, I interrupted
seriously.
you again, but I had to say it.
How dare you, Mallory?
No, but the Claude Code hookup
dare
to
you.
Slack is really sick. I've set
Well,
I
up.
just
freaking
turned it on
fantastic.
yesterday. I'm excited. What should I
No,
like
okay.
be thinking
So,
about?
Mallory,
with it?
for you, like I set
Yes.
up, and I'll even send you the markdown, like the file that you can upload in there. But
Okay.
I basically have what I call like my agency tower, right? And every morning I have it go through my Asana, I have it go through my emails, I have it go through my Slack channels, I have it go through my Drive, and it says, "Hey Connor, here's what's high priority overdue, here's what's
Nice.
mid priority,
Yeah.
here's what's low priority. Do you want me to follow up with anybody in Asana, in Slack,
Yeah.
etc.?" And then I just it's become my
Oh, great.
master.
I haven't
executive
used
assistant.
it in that way yet, but that
But yeah,
sounds
like once you customize, or just ask it. Like, ask Claude Cowork. I am syncing to Drive. What can you?
yeah.
How can you make my life more
What
simple?
I would
Like,
do
that kind of
too
thing.
is depending on.
Okay.
I mean, it depends on how much access you want to give. But I've had to build basically a brain for every client I have of like, hey,
Yeah.
you need to scan every file. Like, you need to get context as to what I've been doing, what I am doing, what's open,
Yeah.
what they want.
They're separate projects.
Yeah.
in Claude is what it is. So you
Correct.
at the parent level, you give it the full context, and then just at the child level or the
Full
chat,
context will be your
So-
agency, your information,
Yeah.
and then
Yep.
the child level is going to be every client.
Yeah.
And listen,
So-
you,
In this one, we have BGL. It's everything about the podcast. It's all the previous. I dumped in all the previous guests, all the previous transcripts, all the URLs, all of that. So it's got full context. So it knows based on historical data the direction of the podcast where we want to go. And then I tell it to ask me qualifying questions or clarifying questions just to make sure that we're word of the day congruent on the direction of the content moving forward. And then it asked me like 3 or 4 questions, I think, and then it's like, all right, I got you.
Got
so
it.
again, every morning, every afternoon, I get content in the Slack channel. And then there was something, sources the images. That was the biggest one. It sources the images, and then it does the creative for me. So it puts like the dark layer over the image, and then like it pulls the quote, the most impactful quote from the news source over the image.
dope.
And then it has like the little BGL icon on the upper right. And then it's basically I just open it and just like post it, and that was taking a lot of my time.
Yeah.
You'll find it really useful, Mallory. It's and literally if you get
I'm
stuck on
only
something,
using it on like
There
the
is-
project level. Like last night, I had two things I had to do, and I was like, I had happy hour. I came home, I was a little buzzed. I was like, I have two things I have to start working on, so I had to start working on it for me so that I could just like make some small iterations this morning. So but like I think I haven't had it sort of be more higher level on like, you know what I mean, in terms of giving me the rundown the way that like Connor, you just explained it, or Charlie, you as well in Slack. So like that to me is like what I need to start messing around with
Yeah.
as the next step.
Once you get your hands really dirty with orchestration, it's freaking awesome. It's so cool what agents can go. Like I get it why there's so much buzz around X and Reddit and YouTube and all this and like agent orchestration. Like that now makes sense. And I think I've purchased a number of new plans on Claude, just ripping through tokens. Because
how
it
are
takes
you ripping through so many? I've yet to run out of
the iteration of, you know, like you have a skill set up, but it's so literal. It only does that. Well, it's like, oh, well, fuck. And then it returns, you know, if this, then that, basically, like almost like a zap almost. It's like, oh, fuck, I don't like that. Okay, let me just go back and redo it. Well, it's 80% there. So now I want.
Have you ever just thought that maybe your prompting is like?
Well, that's the idea.
Okay, sorry, I gotta stop. I gotta stop bullying you. I'm sorry.
Mallory, you are
like
digging in.
Pretty dialed in.
I'm sorry. I can't lie, Charlie. I was thinking this. I've yet to run out of tokens in a day.
No, because I give it the end result of like what I want, and then it's like, okay, here's what we're gonna do to get there, but it leaves out like this and this and this. And it's like, oh, well, that's not.
You gotta be.
Not quite what I want.
I am so thorough with my prompt. I am like the most. Dude. I give it like a paragraph to two. I'm like, this is everything I want. Like I'm like, yeah, because it can't screw. It won't screw it up, and I don't have to go through the like, oh, you missed this, you missed that. Like, I have.
I fucking built campaign pilots using connectors before it was polished on Lovable.
Sorry.
Like, yes.
Charlie's getting
Piss off, Mallory. Anyways.
I'm sorry.
No, it's really cool though. Everything's been. I have Cowork right now on my laptop. It's literally doing a HubSpot to go high level migration for me. Like while I'm sitting here,
dude.
Like
Cowork is just fucking.
It's insane.
I love Cowork. I'm completely off OpenAI. Sorry, Sam. I know you're listening. He's like floating like right over there. Like that's something about me. I know he's listening. Lastly, okay,
Sam's always listening.
Yeah.
Or his agent. Last night I was in campaign pilots. I didn't mention this yet. The new website goes up this week.
Let's go.
When this episode drops, the new design is up. It looks freaking fantastic. Yes. Connor, I do want to, well, and Mallory too, obviously.
I got a peek at it. Yeah. I know you sent it over last night.
Cleaned it up. What time did I send it over last night?
Probably like 9 or 10. I think.
Okay.
I remember looking at it, and I usually make a reminder for myself, and I forgot to make a reminder. I'm sorry, dude.
So I was in that rabbit hole last night going through. This isn't really Stack. Well, kind of. Here's a new design. Framer, by the way, is so much cleaner than WordPress. Holy smokes!
Oh yeah, that's
so much more efficient.
Yeah, no brainer.
100%.
It's better than Webflow to me too. Like I hate that I have this one client I'm working with where I'm like, oh, use Webflow, it's fantastic, and now I'm stuck in a project on it, and I hate it. I absolutely hate it. I could have done this in Framer, and like,
you get stuck in a project. It's like it's like a Wix website.
Think Webflow, you can't even have like it's beyond even like AI
Wix
helping
is terrible.
with Webflow.
Yeah. It's just like the product itself is just sucks.
So, last night, I was putting the final touches on the staging domain, and I was messing. I hadn't been in campaign pilots in like almost 2 weeks, and then I started messing around with it, just trying different things. I was like, this thing's like pretty cool because of the advancement of the API, the Claude, and so I prompted it something, and it said, as the app is built now, you can't chat with GA4 and Search Console data at the same time. So cross, data flow issues or whatever it is. I don't remember. Anyway, and I was like, it's too much use for the user to go back and switch chat between a GA4 and a Search Console. So all right, so I built a new like a campaigns option where, let's say you have data, your data lives in the Google email of data at kindasortastudios.com, and that's your GA4, that's your Search Console, that's your Google Ads. So the moment you sign into that email, everything in the last 30 days, all of that data is displayed in the chat right away. So that aha moment hits right away, and you're basically given what you're like are there to see as soon as possible. And then from there, you can just talk to it rather than pulling up different chats, and it's more friction for the user. It's just as easy as possible to get what it is that you're looking for. And if you have more accounts, then a modal just pops up. You just pick your account. Mm-hmm. So that's what it turns out. That's a pretty complex thing, and I kind of poopy pants last night. Which I was up so late. Yeah, that was it. So my stack, Lovable, and I like SEMrush for keyword research, for hierarchy ideas, for competitor analysis. In SEMrush, you can do competitor content gaps. So you can plug in, like, you have your domain, your target domain, and then you have like 3 competitors, and then you can plug in a target keyword, and then it tells you, the gap. Okay, here's where they're ranking. Here's some opportunities. You can use that. You can even take that information, download it CSV, upload it into Claude, and ask it like, second opinion. Okay, here's where I stand. Here's my domain. Here are my competitors. Here, like, how do I get there in less than 3 months? And it will give you like a content plan. So my stack includes SEMrush. I'm not an Ahrefs guy. You're an Ahrefs guy, Connor, right? Is that just what you learned?
I think it's a tomato tomato, man. Honestly,
yeah.
Like, I think they're one and the same.
Yeah, I'm a SEMrush guy. I learned on that. I use Glimpse as well. Glimpse, that's more for like domain hunting with like more
right up your alley, Charlie.
Keyword, yeah. I use Glimpse.
It's basically the equivalent of gambling at this point. You know what I mean?
Seriously.
It's like I'm gonna buy this domain and maybe it'll pay off in 5 years because someone's gonna buy it for X amount. Like, it is actually like a form of gambling, I think. Sorry. Okay, I need to stop.
Maybe I'm a junkie too. I did buy vibecoding.co, not a big deal. But that, the volume on that is asinine. It's fucking bananas.
You gotta start figuring out how to take that traffic and drive it to the freaking podcast. Like, that's a good idea.
That's the idea. Like that.
Now that's an idea.
Charlie.
If I'm
no. That's the idea. But behind that domain, like I showed Connor, I'll show you the domain Mallory. But no, we're taking that and literally, it's like third-party content. Here's how to vibe code. Here's the tools you use. Got it. And then here's the podcast, and it just points to BGL.
That's cool.
So all that to say, website, I am on board with Framer. I like it. It's less. WordPress is just, it's so much sometimes, and Framer, it's almost built for like individual use, which is nice. So use that. Obviously, GA4 Search Console for SEO data. I haven't been in SEO in months, so that was cool to jump back in. And let's see. I think that's about it.
That's one thing to touch on before we get into Mallory's kind of stack and what she's working with is, as much as I've been working in the AI stuff and I really do like it, it's like, it's fun to me, right? It's like putting a puzzle together.
Yeah.
I feel the same way.
I am very cognizant and do not want to lose touch with my marketing acumen, because that's really what I'm great at. And I'm not saying I'm not good at the vibe coding stuff, but
that's why people are hiring you, Connor. That's why people are hiring you in your agency, is for that expertise.
Yeah, I don't want to lose sight of that. And I think even for you, Charlie, it's like not being in the SEO, like that's such a strong suit for you, or it was, where I wouldn't look to replace your knowledge and expertise with AI. I would look to how can you compound it on top of your already known SEO knowledge. And that's really where
Smart.
I don't want to be just, now I'm just AI and all I know is AI. And then when someone asks me a marketing question a year from now, I'm like, I don't know, like GA4
Let me ask Claude really quick.
Yeah. Like I don't want to be stuck in that. So I very much want to make sure that I'm stacking the knowledge instead of just replacing the knowledge that I have.
Look, SEO is what got me here, like the ability to like step away from an agency for a couple months and like build and tinker and all that. But yeah, look, I want to build our own asset, campaign pilots, BGL, and absolutely just use that applied knowledge and just fucking scale. Just get big and big and big and take over the world.
Mallory, what's
All
your
right,
stack?
Yeah,
Go
I want to bully
through
you
my-
now, Mallory.
Honestly, I deserve it. After just like interrupting you 5 times and giving you a hard time, I do deserve it. So that's okay. Because I have a feeling mine's gonna feel simpler, perhaps, than all the both of you. But okay, so I am primarily using AI for the agency, right? Like, which makes total sense. Right now, I have a ton of discovery calls, so it's like I usually have an initial call with a client. It's 20, 30 minutes. We just meet each other, kind of just figure out like, what it would look like to work together if we should, get a little lowdown about them. I record that into Granola. Then usually afterwards, we have a paid discovery session. So that could be 1 to 2 hours where it's like, I need to understand all of your goals, your objectives. What does your team structure look like? What are you trying to do on the marketing side? What do your plans already look like? What is your, what is like your ideal ICP, right? Who is like, what's the competitor landscape look like? Like all of that stuff. And then also record that via Granola. And then from there, it's kind of like dumping a lot of the client context into tools like Granola or Whisper AI. And so from there, it helps create a scope of work, which Claude already has. Like for our team, we have a whole team set up for everyone at the agency. And we essentially create a project for every single client. And then we even have skills created. So for example, after I go through the discovery session, I have all of these notes from Granola. I feed that into one of our skills for Claude, and it like churns out a beautiful on-brand scope of work that I then send over to the client. It's on brand, it's beautiful, and so that's really great. And then from there, it's like, okay, if we start kicking off work, right? Like there's a lot of research to do, sort of understanding the entire landscape, right? So like feeding a lot of like my meeting transcripts, any sort of documentation from the clients into a platform like NotebookLM. NotebookLM is really good at doing what humans hate doing. So like digesting large bodies of information and then surfacing the patterns, right? So it's like the patterns that you can pull would be like, okay, what problem does the customer have? What language do they naturally use? Where do they already gather online? And what behavior sort of exists before our product sort of enters their life? NotebookLM is great because it pulls like real research with citations and sources that you can actually go back to. So the team has also been using that in addition to Granola and Claude in terms of just like trying to get a really good understanding of like the ICP and research behind the landscape. So that's kind of one of the first tools that we would use when working with a new client. And then of course, like we pull everything from NotebookLM, our meeting notes, any documentation back sort of into Claude, right, to help with, any sort of planning, strategy, copy work. I mean, positioning could be like a bunch of different things, brand guidelines, community or content experiments that we're planning on running. And then, once we have that set, then it's kind of getting into production and asset creation. Even though we have creatives on the team, right? Like we're still using Nano Banana Pro. We're using things like Midjourney. We're using, Gemini, Claude, et cetera, all of that for producing positioning docs, pitch decks, playbooks, like launch announcements, content calendars, that sort of thing. And Claude Cowork too. When I say Claude, I mean like, chat plus.
The entire suite.
So, and then, I mean, I feel like that's pretty much it right now. I feel like it's pretty simple, but I think for me, trying to figure out how we can sort of bring on an AI agent, as an employee to the team and what that looks like. But,
what would it do?
That's a good question. I don't know yet. And that's why I haven't, I'm just starting to kind of explore Claude Cowork. I'm just like, look, here's the real thing for me is like, I've never built an agency before. Like I'm only 6 months in. So I'm still very much so learning how to work with clients. Every client is different in terms of what their needs are. Eventually, I'd love to find a way to scale the agency besides like service-based and time-based type projects. Right now, I don't think I can get there without working with more clients and learning about the problems they deal with. And then from there, it's like, okay, what could be the tool that we build that can scale beyond just the agency? And I'm thinking maybe at some point we can have like an AI agent help with that. I don't know what that means, what that looks like. This is just like brain dump of where I'm at.
I think for you, Mallory, too, it also it's your what you provide as a service is very unique as opposed to like what I would provide, right? Like my stuff it's repeatable. It's consistent, right? Like making emails is making emails. They're pretty much always the same, right? Regardless of copy and imagery. Google ads are Google ads, right? Like blogs are blogs. Like for you, you're creating visual identity for people who come in, and you're creating not just visual, right? Like tone and voice identity and taglines, and like you're doing something that I think is much deeper than what surface level AI can actually help assist with. And I still think you're in a space where you need the human touch and element of it.
And that's
Otherwise,
what we market too, by the way. Like we position ourselves as like human marketers, and so that doesn't mean we don't use AI. We absolutely do, but like it without the human touch, it's like why would we even exist in the first place?
I just don't think. Yeah, and even for you, it's like how much would you want to lean on that without being like, well, there wasn't much human element in here. AI did it all for me. Where again, for me, it's not. It helps me lower my costs for my clients, and they don't care as long as the results are the same. It's like you don't go based on results; you're going based on again identity and feeling and emotion and connection. And I don't think that's something AI is ready to replace, and I don't think it's going to be replaceable for quite some time.
Yeah.
Have you seen that AI has gotten close to that, Mallory? It's not replaced, but gotten close to like I don't know the feel of a campaign or.
I mean, yeah, I definitely do see that, which is why like I think it's closer. I don't think it's there. I don't like it everything that Connor is saying I think is true. And like to some extent, even if it could, I still think that there is a need for someone like ourselves to kind of come in and
there needs to be
do the
human
work
oversight.
and exactly right. So
AI will AI will never replace SEO. It just if it was possible, I would have.
I don't look at it as this thing where AI replaces really, like even Google Ads, right? I see it already. I'm in there, and they're like, oh, just use Gemini, and it'll build it all out for you, and that's great, and that's fine. But you're going based on what Google's telling you to do, and I'm sorry. At the end of the day, what does Google want you to do? They want you to spend money. Right.
Yep.
So they're not looking out for, well, is your money making the most it can? It's like, are you doing the best you can on Google? It's like, oh, but you're spending with us. So great. Fine. Cool. Here you go. You still need the oversight. The thing is, it's just in a reduced capacity. So instead of saying, hey, I'm going to charge you $1,500 to manage your Google ads for the month, I'm going to say, well, I can do it for $500 because I'm also using an AI tool where I'm actually only doing this 2 hours a month. So now I'm banking $250 an hour. Looking at a Google Ads account, like using campaign pilots, Charlie, right? Like,
what if you charge more because a client doesn't care how long you work; they just care about the output.
Well, I'm saying for the future, right? Because at some point, like I'm going to have to come in and say, well, the client's going to say to me, well, I can just pay Google Ads to do it and just hit a couple buttons. I don't have to pay anybody. And I'm like, well, my value isn't coming in and making sure that when you push the button, it's doing what it should be. Yeah. And if it's not, I'm going to fix it. But I'm not going to charge you the $1,500 a month anymore because I'm not spending my time 2 hours a week, 3 hours a week manually. I'm doing 2 hours a month, right? So now I can lower my cost. I can scale my business because I'm savvy enough to know how Gemini works, how the AI works, and also remedy any issues that it may cause in a specific platform. So I think that's where I see it going, but...
Yeah, and look, the reality is it's like we're seeing an uptick in, all of the big AI companies hire storytellers, hire marketers like myself, and it's because AI cannot replace that. So I feel like, although it's like, I think in our workflow, like to me, Connor, like the best way for us to utilize it is for like ops processing, like, processes.
That's where I would stick with it too.
Right. Yeah. And like, that's what we are focusing on. And then of course, like helping with, V1 planning, strategy docs, copy doc, like, and we go in and refine the hell out of it, but like it helps get us to a starting point. So,
correct.
Right. So
Again,
I
for
don't
you,
feel like I have
it's-
anything groundbreaking is what I'm trying to say. Like I don't have anything super groundbreaking in my tech stack right now, but
But
yeah,
it's
but it
it's
works.
still impressive because think about if you didn't have any of that, would you be able to have the sixth or seventh client? Maybe you could only have the five
Honestly,
because you're taking so
no.
much time doing all of the
Yeah.
groundwork, right?
Yeah.
So for you, the advantage is I get to scale more
Yep.
than I could, and
Definitely.
the advantage for the client is they get some of that AI touch, but they really get the
Yeah.
human touch that they're looking for and what's needed for something like that. So
Totally.
I think it
Totally.
makes sense.
I
It's
think
a good
that's
step.
it. I think being an agency owner, as we all know, is very high touch with the client. And
Yeah. Yeah.
when I started, that's really what kept retention. I mean, I don't know what the hell I was doing. I mean, I started just after COVID, so I had to figure all
Oh,
that out.
touch
But
point is, dude. I mean, listen, it can be wild, but I'm accessible to every client I work with because it's what makes them feel comfortable. If they text me and it's 8 p.m., I'll.
they have your cell phone number?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Some of the
Oh,
founders have my number and will talk
It
to
depends
me.
who it is, and listen, I'm not giving it to everybody, but most of my clients have it, and it's because they think that's what helps with retention, right? Like
Yeah.
they have a
Yeah.
problem.
They can just
Listen,
text
it's
you or
my
call
business.
you.
It's works
Yeah.
kind of my life, and if I'm sitting on the couch watching a TV show, I don't care about it. Like I'm gonna answer them. I'm gonna be like, hey, I got it. Like I'll do it tomorrow morning. I'm not gonna do it right away, but that goes.
Steven, that little rascal, he would text me at like 11:30. He's like, bro, what's
Well,
going
now
on this
Steven has
Wednesday?"
2 kids, so now that's done. Steven goes to bed at
Now
like,
he's not doing
Now-
that. Yeah.
now
Yeah.
Steven goes to bed at like 9 p.m. But I get the 5 a.m. text
Steven.
from him where I'm like, bro, like no, I'm not even up yet. Like,
That
go
little
away.
asshole.
But I think
Yeah,
that
but I'm
does.
sure-
It helps with retention a big way. Just being
Yeah.
available.
I've
Communication.
noticed that on
That-
my end
that's
too.
relevant.
Even though I'm just starting Connor, I'm noticing that like, yeah, I think it's what keeps, yeah, it's what builds the trust too, right? Like, is by sort of having that streamline of communication. So,
Yeah.
yeah,
Cool though. Yeah, no, it's interesting to see where we're all at. It sounds like it's different, but I mean, we're
But
still.
not. you know,
It's cool
like,
to see how we all leverage AI for the things we need to help us.
Yeah.
It's cool that like we're all under the same like umbrella and we use AI for different things,
Mhm.
and that the output is pretty good. So I think that's pretty cool stuff. I would like to see, maybe we can benchmark this being St. Patty's Day. 26,
Charlie, your audio.
where-
Yeah, it's like, where are we gonna be? Oh yeah, your audio sucks, but it's like,
Yeah.
where are we gonna be?
Oh, does it?
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
Or in
So
like
my
a few
audio
months
sucks?
from now, I would love to revisit this because it will change. Like, for
Okay.
example, I have a new client that we're working with called Cloud Glue. And
Fun
it's
name.
it's such a fun name. It's a YC startup and it's pretty insane as to what you can do. Like they basically have created like it's so technical that it's hard for me to talk through as a non-technical founder in person, but they've essentially built out the video infrastructure for companies and for consumers to just understand video reasoning and video content. And I'm talking about hours long content. I'm not talking about little baby bits of video content. I'm talking about hours and hours and hours of video footage that you can turn into a podcast, you can turn into a playlist. Like if you're a student and you have all these lectures from your professor, you can condense that into an hour-long podcast. Like it can literally source citations from like 15 different YouTube video, like incredible stuff with video. And so I'm really excited to work with them. And I'm curious, like the whole team is like, oh, how are we going to use this in our tech stack, right? So, and I don't know. It's a product that we're working with on the agency side, but we're like genuinely excited to like also test out. So yeah, I'm curious to see where we're going to be in 3 months. At the beginning of next quarter, and see if our tech stack is the same or if we've like integrated new tools or what that looks like. So yeah, stay tuned, I guess.
I think for you, Mallory, too, at least what I'm finding is, well, how ingratiated, like how involved is your team like in wanting to discover more about AI? Or is it kind of just like, hey, they have their role, their position, and they're just like very happy and content with that?
Oh no,
Which is-
they're building this agency with me, and so they very much so care about, like, they are the ones also exploring new AI tech tools, sort of like making recommendations to the team. They're also sharing their prompts. Like all of them are tapped in and using the sort of the flow that I
Good.
just went through, right? Because like if I'm in a meeting and they don't have context, but they need the context for maybe one piece of the project, they can have those transcripts and notes. Like, right. So I try to make everything available, but then also, and like making sure everyone from like my EA to the video producer I work with to creative director to the copywriter, like they are all using AI.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, no, I feel like, to be honest with you, like if you're not, then it's going to be pretty difficult to
You're
Yeah.
fall
keep
behind.
up and exactly, yeah, fall behind, but like keep up. Especially with Connor's point, like the reason why we can take on more clients and do some of the more in-depth work is because we have AI helping enhance some of these processes and like getting us to a place of, yeah, a good starting point, right? And then more importantly, like I'm the one taking on all these meetings, right? So like the shared context, right, as to like what's happening in these meetings and communicating that out to the team so they don't have to be in all of these meetings is huge.
Bingo.
Right, just that in of itself. I don't know how you do that, Connor, with the folks at your agency, but
Same thing.
yeah,
Same
I
thing.
figured.
I have
Yeah.
it already set up where I have meetings. I use Fireflies as my note taker. It then goes through, whichever like middleware thing. Hold on one
Sure.
second.
I think with SEO, it can be so processed. Like obviously, domain is like very different, but the keyword process, the outbound link acquisition, content structure, like the umbrella of it, like when you zoom out is the same. I think like a one-person SEO agency is absolutely a thing.
It's
for
an SOP,
26.
man. It's a standard operating procedure
Yeah.
that doesn't break. Again, I think for Mallory, it's much different. I think
that's-
for me and you, I can
Like-
give it an SOP and it knows what to
like
do
that-
and how to
that's
follow
a
it.
skill in Cowork that can
Yeah.
be
Yeah.
can be messed around with, the next couple of months. So I think our next in-person recording, it sounds like it'll be New York. It would be pretty cool in early June. We should revisit this tech stack and have that discussion.
Sick. All right. Well, that was cool. That was super insightful to see how you guys like use it and kind of tap into it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's talk.
Hey guys, Connor here with Builders Growth Lab. If you're looking for a way to stay up to date on the latest news, trends, topics in AI and marketing, look no further. Visit us at buildersgrowthlab.ai and sign up for our newsletter today. In it, you'll find quick takeaways from our latest show, as well as simple tips on how to market your app. That's buildersgrowthlab.ai. Sign up today.
Let's move on to some poopy pants.
Last
Yeah,
but not
Connor.
least.
Connor,
You
it
can-
sounds like you got a good one.
Well, I have a couple that came up. No. I'm just, I complain about everything. I always have poopy pants about something.
That's true.
I would
yeah.
say,
And by
all
the
right,
way,
there's-
for context, I had to talk, sorry to cut you off. I had to talk Connor off the ledge it was before the Breck trip. I had to talk Connor off the ledge with the podcast.
where I freaked out about the snow. I was like, I don't know.
Well, that too, yes. But as far as like where's the light at the end of the tunnel?
Oh, yeah. I need those conversations. I have those conversations with my clients, like sometimes.
Oh,
Where I'm
do
like,
you?
guys,
Okay.
like if we're spinning wheels, I'm like, why are we spinning wheels here? Like if it's
Yeah.
not working,
I got
it's not
you.
working. Like,
got
but
you.
I
Pretty soon
appreciate
it'll
that.
be-
You did.
it'll-
You
it'll
talked
be
me off
my-
the ledge.
My AI agent pretty soon.
Poopy pants, I would say I have two. One is I hate nothing more than a day full of meetings, like 9 to 5 meetings. I absolutely freaking
Same.
Whoa.
That's
Hate
me
it.
right now, Connor.
And I
You
had
still
it.
have them?
I had it yesterday, I had it today, and I have a partial one tomorrow. It's getting to the point because I'm scaling that Mallory said it. No one wants to talk to Matt, right? Like they want to talk
Yeah.
to Connor because Connor's
Yep.
the one driving it strategically. Matt is
Yep.
just the manager, and Matt's a brilliant account manager. Like great at email. I'm not saying that he can't, but he's not going to
you,
sell
though.
the sizzle the same way I sell the sizzle, and that's okay,
Well-
right? Like.
Okay, question.
It's funny that you say that because I've already been in a place where I need to hire Mallory number 2 in the next 6 to 12 months.
Okay, question for that though.
So it makes me think of that a little bit.
Who handles your
Sorry.
sales process, Connor?
I handle it.
Okay, if you hired like a CRO, could that person be the
I
sales
could.
person?
The thing for me though is because I'm not making money hand over fist. Like the investment in that, like it would have to start paying off like immediately.
That makes
Like,
sense.
immediately.
That makes sense.
And
you-
Makes sense.
So this is what we went through, and this is a learning process. This might be a conversation for when we're not recording, but I think I told you this anyway. I mean, we purposely have high prices because that's a signal to your buyer, and thus high margins, and then you have a CRO that handles that, and then a CRO that just does the client back and forth.
Yeah, I could, and listen, I think there's a world in which I probably leverage AI for some of this moving forward. Like, listen, I'm not sitting here scrambling for clients. That's a good thing. I'm sitting here saying, how can I take on more, which I can't. Because of the call thing. So that's definitely, it's like, how do I sit down, figure this out, whether it's a hire, like an actual person, whether it's leveraging AI to help with whatever the process may be, the onboarding process may be. But anyway, poopy bands being like 9 to 5, like nonstop. Where I get to the point where somebody's like, my phone's right now, I think I have like 30 text messages I got to look through. I'm sure half of them are from clients. Some are. It's to the point where when a friend texts me, I'm like, guys, leave me alone. Like I'm like working right now.
I know that all too
like,
well, and that's the problem. That's when I know things start getting into danger territory, because it's like, obviously you love your friends, but it's like once you get to a place where you know you're too busy for your personal life, you got to figure your shit out. Because I've been there way too. I get it. It's
been one of those lately. And listen, I was away last week. I was away the weekend before. That's a part of it. But the problem is, like, I need to be able to go away and not come back and be like, oh my God, my head is buried in the sand.
Drowning.
Like, what is going on right now? So, listen, it's learning processes. But what are you smiling at over there, Charlie? I feel like
I'm smiling because today's Tuesday. On Thursday at 1:30 Mountain Time, I'm going to text you. I need you to look at this right now. I need you to stop exactly what you're doing, whatever it is. I don't care what you're doing.
I'll be like, fuck you, Charlie.
So I'd say full meeting days like that give me poopy pants, just because I like to. One, I'm not a meeting guy. I really don't like them. I'm more of like, this could have been an email person, but two, it's just a lot. It's stressful, having meetings like that.
I get it. I do like meetings. I don't like meetings for the sake of meetings. Only if they're productive. But like, I like the human element of talking to people. But then, I get caught in the trap, and I got caught at Discord, at Bolt, like even in my own agency now, it's like I end up having so many meetings that then at night I have to catch up and do the work that I'm responsible for doing. And then it's a never ending cycle. Right. So it's not just the meetings. It's the fact that, like, look, if it was just that I had to meet people 9 to 5, like, great. You know what I mean? But it's not, because it's like, I got all this shit to do afterwards. So I got to catch up on that because I've been in meetings. Right. So it's like, we got to figure out that balance. Connor,
it's the balance, right? And it's almost like, do I just, again, I've done this too, where I get to my capacity and I don't want to hire and I don't want to go through, and I'm like, you know what? I'm fine. Like, I'm making what I need to make, and it's a good amount, and I'm happy, and my clients are great. And I will go through phases where I'm like, I don't need to scale right now. I just need to keep status quo, and it'll clear my calendar for a couple weeks. And I'm like, okay, then I'm ready again to be like, okay, let's go back in. Let's scale this up, and then it'll be a crazy couple weeks. So it fluctuates. I think it's all cyclical.
Yeah, makes sense.
Well, just know, Connor, that I'm going to text you every Thursday at like.
I'm gonna do not disturb your number right now.
I would mute that as fast as possible.
That's a veteran move.
All right, that was my poopy pants, Mallory. What you got?
That's my poopy pants. Okay, well. All right, so my almost 2-year-old dog is a huge troublemaker. He has swallowed 10, maybe 20, 30 pair of socks and underwear since we got him. And this weekend, while we were out, he got hold of my underwear, and we had to go to the vet again and get an x-ray. Only to have him shit everything out the second my husband leaves the vet. So it's just like, poopy pants is dogs that have underwear and sock fetishes. I thought it would be a bug, but it's actually a feature. So I'm a little sad about that, because I'm like, oh, he's going to grow out of this probably.
I thought it was a bug. It's actually a
straight
feature.
up. It's a freaking feature. And then I Googled it, and I'm like, oh my God, like, this is just like, I'm reading owners that are like, oh yeah, like, my dog's been doing this for 7 years. I'm like,
whoa.
Okay,
our dog takes our socks, but she doesn't eat them. She just takes them and she like buries them into like the corner of her little bed.
I wish, Connor. That sounds so nice. No, my
it
dog
is. It
fully eats it, vomits and shits it out. Either way.
My
so it's
gosh.
like
on Saturday.
It
on Saturday morning, Austin's cat swallowed string. Like ribbon, like wrapping ribbon. And she had to take her.
She took her to the vet.
Had to take it to the vet. Had to give him vomit pills. It didn't. It puked up like a little bit there, but it was either surgery or the vomit pills.
Wow, I've had an issue. Our cats will eat like string. I'll never forget this. Like the first time I saw it, like and it pooped, but then it runs out of the litter box. And there's string with poop attached to it. So I had to hold it down, and I'm pulling the string out, and it's just going like, ah, like it's screaming
Oh my
bloody
God.
murder. And I'm like, oh my God, I'm so sorry, I'm so sorry, I'm so sorry. Like,
Oh,
it was terrible.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
brutal.
Yeah, it's a very specific example, but it definitely gave us poopy pants. So
Yeah,
it
yeah.
continues to give us poopy pants. We love him. He's very cute, but he's a troublemaker. So
Well,
Yeah.
mine. I will close poopy pants with this. I think we've all been there, and I'm working on my patience. You know, dealing with AI and ripping through tokens and everything, and I'm really working on it. I was at a restaurant and I got a wrong order, and the first 30 seconds I was like, okay, let me just breathe, just take a deep breath. Okay, there's other people around, you know, and just chill. Just it's not the end of the world. And I just let it go. It's like, yeah. So the
Good
server comes back,
job.
and he says, "All right, how's your meal so far?" I forgot what he said exactly. I was like, you know what, it's fine, it's good, thank you. And that was it. And I had poopy. There was poop in my pants for about a minute, and like it was pretty bad. And then after that, I just got over it. So I'm working on my patience. But yeah, that's 3 years ago. I would absolutely would have said something. I wouldn't have been a prick, but I absolutely
Oh
would have
boy.
said something. But yeah,
Good
that's
job, Charlie.
yes. Thank you, thank you. That's
Between that and the fact that you're getting more sleep or something, like that's exciting.
yeah.
Maybe that has something to do with it.
Maybe. So Mike, you know what? Austin did get me magnesium glycinate.
Glycinate
Is that what? Yes.
Dude,
she
that
got me
shit
that
is
last
so
night.
good.
every night now. It's great. Yeah.
Okay.
I literally take it every night, like every night without fail. So
Yeah. Okay. All right. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna take that tonight.
the full dose too. Some people can't take the full dose because I think it just perhaps make them more tired or what have you. But I take the full dose. Do you take the full dose, Connor? It's like 350 milligrams or something. Yeah.
350. Oh wow.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do you feel hungover? Like the kind of like groggy feeling?
Not at all.
Absolutely not.
I've taken it during the day if I forget, and I'm fine. Like it doesn't make me sleepy like that. It helps lower.
It just
The,
relaxes.
yeah, it like up here, like I stop thinking. Like my brain stops turning as much. So it's
Okay. All right.
It's not
Yeah.
like the what's the
It's
other
not like a
thing for sleep?
Benadryl or what, or like a NyQuil. where it's just like-
Melatonin like thing.
Melatonin.
Yeah, it's not like melatonin.
Yeah.
It's
Or
different.
like Traz or like Seroquel or
Yeah, it's
Trazodone.
nothing. Yeah, no, it's nothing.
I've literally gone through all of that.
It's nothing like that.
So yeah, Seroquel is for like schizophrenia and multiple personality.
No. Magnesium is, it's a supplement, and it's actually really good for you. And I think in general, like we are kind of deficient in magnesium. I think just with like our like the American diet and what have you. So like it's good for you to.
Is
to
it like
take
GABA?
Ooh, I don't know. That's a good question.
So like what?
GABA?
GABA.
Oh, I don't know.
I don't think so.
Okay.
Maybe.
All right.
I don't know.
Try it.
Maybe. I'm not an expert. I don't know.
Okay, well that wraps up the poopy pant. Whoop. If I change screens, I feel like I'm going to break something in Riverside now. What's on tap? We've got Grace.
Yes.
Grace's
Okay,
last
we
name?
have Grace Ling coming to the podcast
okay.
next week. She is the founder of Design Buddies, which is one of the biggest design communities in the entire world. She
Really?
is, pretty incredible Discord community of over 100,000 designers. Which is really cool. But on top of that, like she's an entrepreneur, she's an actress, she's an influencer, like she's literally a bunch of different things. We love her. So I think if you're ready for some like energetic vibes, the podcast will be that next week. So but she's brilliant.
Love it.
Okay. All right. That wraps up episode 43. Find us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, YouTube. Subscribe to our newsletter. We'll be back next week. Peace.